Take a breath, breathing in deeply. Feel the air, the ocean.
Oh, coming at you here from the ATX. It's the Box to Box Radio podcast. With you, as always, 6-time European champion, Liverpool fan Mason Carmichael. To my right, Mr. Travis Carmichael. To my left, an empty seat where Travis A-Day once sat. He's at a wedding or something like that with his missus. Across from me on the mic today, producer Chris, Europa League champion. Guys, I'm excited to be here. Very, very pumped. I had a great Saturday for no related reason to this podcast, and we definitely won't be getting into it all. If you're listening to us, remember there's multiple ways that you can stream us. We're on Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and now we're on YouTube as well. Feel free to listen in any of those streaming sites. Guys, we're also all over social media, so please give us a follow. Tweet us, shoot us something on Instagram. We'd love to view it and answer your questions. Our Twitter is B_B_radio. Instagram, box_radio. Facebook, really, really easy, just regular Box to Box Radio. And of course, the best way to reach us for all your comments, questions, and reactions is 90min at box2boxradio.com. Y'all also heard the intro music from our dear friend, Sincerely Yours. Please give him a listen on Spotify as well. And also follow him on Instagram at sincerely_yours_music. Lads, great weekend for me. Liverpool, European champions for the 6th time ever. But we'll get into that in a minute. We don't have to talk about that right now. I'll give you guys a chance to jump in and say something. Fellas, how you doing?
Good. Glad to be back.
Oh, man. You don't sound happy, Travis.
No, I'm not happy.
Why?
Because, I am happy that Tottenham lost, but at the same time,
highlight of your season.
I'm not really happy that, Arsenal lost the Europa League final because Unai Emery, as much as I love the guy, got the tactics wrong.
Yeah, I did.
I mean, when you put someone like Ozil against Jorginho, don't get me wrong, Jorginho's an unbelievable player when you give him all the time and space in the world. When you put him under pressure, he's a little bit suspect, and Arsenal didn't do that. And Giroud is dead to me. Petr Cech is also dead to me.
Jeez.
But
it's okay.
Yeah, it's going to be
the colors will return to things soon. Everything will have its shine. Like birds will chirp. You'll be okay.
I mean, we are trying to offload a German package deal for $40 million.
Oh my God! You're just quoting Dylan Burris from the
shout out to Dylan.
Dilly, the Bud Knight Burris.
Yeah, shout out to Dylan Burris. Said it best. $40 million will give you both of them. They're World Cup winners, Mustafi and Ozil. You can have them. It's a steal.
It was his birthday the other day, so maybe you reach out to him, give him a good birthday present by buying the. It's called the dead weight package.
Oh man,
so
that's brutal.
Yeah. PC producer Chris, how you doing, lad?
He highlighted pretty much everything. You know,
all of his lowlights are your highlights.
I mean, those are the best parts. I mean, Arsenal losing. I mean, and then he mentioned Arsenal losing.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit more of Arsenal losing, you know.
Yeah. North London is second, by the way.
Exactly. So
get it trending on Twitter.
So, he hit it right on the button, man.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Guys.
Sorry's gone, by the way. I'm sorry, I have to spend a minute on this, but I love how sorry, and I do think it was completely intentional. I love how it's like, oh, I'm going to throw a fit in training to distract everybody. Oh, we're not going to care. We're going to show up late to Baku and kind of meh. He comes out in the press and says, oh, this game, I've played Serie B games more important than this game. And then he wins the final and he's like smoking a cigar like, I'm the greatest
That's his
ever.
first trophy he's ever won, so
I love it.
As a manager.
Sell really low and over-deliver.
Yeah, that's fair. That's how you keep a job right there.
I mean, yeah, that's how you get a job at Juventus.
Oh, my God.
He's going to leave, and you're going to be better for it. Maybe you might get relegated because you can't buy anybody, but
they're not going to get relegated.
I hope. Oh, that'd be great. I want to watch you cry dragon tears when they get relegated.
Poor guy.
You guys have been worse than us these past few years.
Oh, man. All right, guys.
Come on.
Hey. The train,
save it for the away leg.
The train is tipping off the track here slowly, so I'm going to get us back. Leg. Speaking of the only game that mattered this weekend, the Champions League final, Liverpool 2-0 winners. Of course, guys, we were at the Haymaker. If you saw producer Chris wearing his Box to Box Radio t-shirt, beer in hand, it was awesome. Guys, questionable first goal from Mo Salah on the penalty kick, but a goal's a goal no matter how small. I think that's from Horton Here's a Goal by Dr. Seuss. And then, of course, the ice on the cake, Divock Origi, the guy has had... They showed a statistic for his Champions League goals. 2 shots, 2 goals against Barca, 1 shot, 1 goal against Tottenham. The man is on fire. 2-0 win. Guys, I think someone on this podcast predicted a 2-0 win. I can't remember who it was, though.
This guy, the entire game at the bar, he's like, oh, someone's got to score. I got to be 2-0. I got to be 2-0 so I can go on the podcast and say, oh, it's got to be 2-0. It's got to be 2-0.
No, I had much bigger things to worry about because my team was actually winning in a final.
This is why
what?
I hope that Liverpool never, ever, 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 ever win the Premier League in the modern era because they haven't yet.
We're champions of Europe, and it didn't matter what era you're in. You could be in this era, the Civil War, the World War. It don't matter. Arsenal's never won a Champions League, so
We got one more than you.
Yeah, we have 6. Let's talk about 6, baby.
Nope.
Let's talk about you. Jurgen Klopp did that in the post-game press conference, and guys, he broke his curse. This is his first major trophy that he's ever won, too.
Yep.
I mean, congrats. I think he's an amazing manager. I know I'm a little biased, but guys, do you think Liverpool deserved the win?
Undoubtedly, but to be fair, as much as I will put on my non-Arsenal supporter hat here and be nice to Tottenham for once, to be impartial, a lot of people were saying, oh, Tottenham were outclassed. They were out. Yeah, they were outclassed. Liverpool's better. But
that's true.
I really think Tottenham handled the game well. I think.
Yeah, they weren't bad.
I mean, they kept the ball a lot, which that doesn't really mean anything. But they fended off Liverpool, where other than the penalty in the first minute, which was not a penalty, I think that's the most harsh penalty I've ever seen in my life. It hit him in the armpit. Which also, I do think Mane, that was on purpose. You see him look up, and he wasn't crossing it towards Firmino.
No, he did that on purpose. That was
he saw
purposeful.
the arm up, and he said, I'm going to hit this dumb guy's arm.
Anything you can to try and win.
No, good on him. But
very, very smart from him.
But realistically, I don't think that Liverpool had that many chances. Obviously, Tottenham didn't really either. But
and Alisson was on fire.
Except for the last 10 minutes,
Good
and Alisson was
man of the match.
It's so funny because I'd look at you and we'd be there, and it's just like, realistically, I think if Karius is still the goalkeeper, I don't know if Liverpool wins the Champions League.
Probably not, but yeah.
Man of the match.
Shout out to Hannah Bruce and Brian Bruce and the whole Bruce clan for sitting there and listening to my insufferable gloating on Saturday for me doing fist pumps in the bar, and every time Alisson made a save, I'd turn around and give the fist, the Jurgen Klopp fist bump and the little pelvic thrust combo. It was awesome. The only thing I was mad about was I was the only guy in the whole bar that knew the chance, which was frustrating.
Yeah, well, then wait in line, go to BD Riley's.
That's fair. I was trying to hang out with you guys, though.
That's fair. To be fair, I do want to say the Haymaker always does a really great job of hosting these events. Obviously, there might not have been the most excited fans there because it's a Chelsea bar. It's not a Liverpool bar. But the Haymaker always does an outstanding job at hosting events, great atmosphere. So if you ever are looking for a bar to go watch a good game at, the Haymaker's a good spot.
Yeah, and fun fact I learned today, so the sound system in there is pretty sweet, huh?
Yeah.
At the Haymaker. The guy that runs the soundboard at my church in Georgetown installed the sound rig for the
sweet.
Haymaker. So Nate Cake, if you're listening to this, I heard you loud and clear this morning, bud. Great job. I could hear Liverpool lift the trophy in crystal quality, my man. So
Here you'll never walk
hats
alone.
off to you, Mr. Cake.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. But no, again, there are a lot of good bars here in Austin for local soccer, but definitely my experience. I watched the MLS Cup final at the Haymaker. I've watched a couple games, and it's always been good, and the staff there did a really good job keeping up with the demand.
Yeah, they did.
So if you ever need a neutral spot to watch a game because the Chelsea fans are fake, go
Plastics.
there. Plastics.
He agreed. He agreed they're plastics.
See my face.
Yeah, Chris doesn't care anymore.
Yeah. We're in the Champions League.
He won. He doesn't have to.
and
He
Arsenal
doesn't
isn't,
have
so-
to carry one.
Well,
I know. I
well,
get it.
yeah,
I
so-
get it. You're good. We're bad. Your team won. My team lost.
Yeah.
Your team can defend. My team can't defend. Anything else you want to? Your goalkeeper's good. My goalkeeper's
Hold on.
old.
Hey, I think we're grossly overlooking the fact that none of your teams won the Champions League this year.
Chris, you're paying him to talk smack about
as
your
if there's
club.
Wait.
if there's more than one winner.
And also, Virgil van Dijk, 64 competitive games for Liverpool, 0 dribbles completed against him.
That's
defender in the
astounding.
world.
That's astounding.
Remember a year ago when I told you he was the best defender in the world? You're like, no, he's
Because
not.
a year ago he wasn't
Yes,
the best
he was.
defender of the world. It was Sergio Ramos.
He
And
still
this
had
year,
0 dribbles completed against him a year ago, you moron.
This year, he is the best defender in the world. Last year at the Champions League final time, he was not the best defender in the
He
world.
was the
It was
best
Sergio
defender
Ramos.
on the field in the Champions League final.
No, because it was Sergio Ramos because he
No.
broke Salah's arm on purpose or an accident.
So you admit it.
No, I disagree. I think it was on accident.
When Wednesday's episodes come out,
I'm just trying to wind you up. I'm just trying to wind you up, mate. If anybody can remember that and call me out on it, then I might have something in it for him.
That's true. Yeah, but guys, again, Champions League final, winners 2-0, Liverpool. Come on, you lads. We conquered all of Europe. We're never going to stop. so on and so forth. I know the
The
chant.
amount of times I heard Mason just yell that at the bar was
Hey,
outstanding.
Thirsty Goat's a hell of a drink. That's all I got to say. Thirsty Planet, you guys make a hell of a product. If you
outstanding.
want to give us any endorsements, that'd be phenomenal. If you want to send us over a case for an episode or two, I mean,
We will plug you every day, all day.
I'll plug
for
you.
free beer.
I'll be
You
like,
know-
bah, Thirsty Goat, love it.
You know, my biggest beef with the champions. Yeah.
I'm about to say, I thought you were going to talk about beer. It's like you ordered Bud Light. I don't want to hear nothing from you.
Hey,
and like a cider or something.
It was a honey
Blood
it's a
orange.
revolver.
orange. Yeah. That was decent.
Yeah,
It's better than the Bud Light.
My biggest beef with the whole competition was after the competition was over, where everybody was talking about how it wasn't an exciting game.
Yeah.
That was my biggest beef. with it.
Casuals.
I hated it. They're watching the game and they're looking for, what I predicted was a 3-2 thriller, but apparently it wasn't it.
Made it was 2-0. It always had to be 2-0.
Only because
I said
Mason
I
willed
said
it.
4-2 in overtime for Liverpool, 2-2 going into overtime. So it tells you how much I know about the game.
Yeah, there you go. But again, that was my biggest problem with the game, everybody that talked about it after. I mean, it was just not exciting when they did that.
So I think. So to be fair, I think Harry Kane did well. I think he
shouldn't have started.
decently fit. This is my problem.
You take the guy that scored 3 goals against Ajax.
Yeah,
and
he's in form.
He's given everything for the club, and he can't get a start. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, but also Kane. Don't get me wrong. Kane, when he is at his best, is best striker on the field, best center forward on the field. I think he's better than Bobby Firmino. But he wasn't fit. He hasn't played in 6 months.
Yeah.
It's unfair to throw him on for 90 minutes. Now, if you throw him on in the last 15 minutes instead of Llorente, maybe it's a game changer and he can nick
or even
one
put
and-
him on at halftime if
Yeah,
you're down
yeah,
a goal.
yeah.
So here's what I would have done.
I mean-
so if you start Kane, that's fine. Like to me, he's probably your best threat at scoring a goal. Start him, don't start him, whatever. But start Mora and drop Harry Winks. Play a 4-1-4-1.
And then who would you play underneath? Ali?
I'd play
With Sissoko
I'd
or
play a
Eriksen?
4-1-4-1 with
Okay.
Eriksson and Ali next to each
And
other.
Sissoko as the 6.
Sissoko as a 6, yeah. Or maybe Wanyama instead of Sissoko.
Yeah, I mean, I would have liked
And then
to
you get
seen-
Mora and Son on the wings.
I would have liked to see Wanyama over Winks. I didn't think Winks was that big of a factor, positive or negatively. He's just kind of a ghost. Dele Alli was okay. Eriksson has been a shell of himself in the last 3 games.
Yeah, he was not great. Did not have a good final.
Lloris is shocking. I think Lloris is not very good. I don't rate him
I
as a
disagree.
goolkeeper.
I think he's a pretty good goalkeeper.
He's so
he made
inconsistent,
a
though.
couple good saves.
He did, but he's so inconsistent. And he should have saved the penalty.
Yeah, he's no Petr Cech. That's
Petr Cech's like-
that's a
Petr-
burn on both of you guys.
Petr
by
Cech's
the
like
way.
40 though.
Yeah, he's no Bear Leno,
Leno's good.
is he?
He is. He should have played in the final.
Fine.
Emery got it wrong, but I do love Emery.
All right, boys. Any closing remarks, real quick, before we move on from
No,
this?
you won. Congratulations, all that stuff. Just let's stop talking about it. There's got to be other things to talk about.
Okay, Chris. Closing remarks.
I do agree with you guys when it comes to the striker situation. That was about it.
I mean, to be fair, it wasn't a Costa situation where he only made it 10 minutes. So
No, he played the whole game. They didn't sub him either. He played
Was
the
he
full
effective?
90.
Not really.
No. Was anybody on the field for Tottenham effective? No. Youngman's son, maybe.
Son was decent. Other than
He
that,
had a couple good runs.
Dele Alli attacking, I thought was okay. I thought defensively
He's
he was
soft.
kind of
Soft
he is a
serve.
little soft. It's kind of that young English generation of soft players. I thought the center backs for Tottenham were very good. But
Yeah, they got scored on twice.
To be fair, okay, a penalty that's not a penalty a minute in, and then Divock Origi, which by the way, I don't know if you saw this stat. He had 3 total shots in the Champions
I
League.
said that already.
And he scored 3 goals.
I said that already.
Okay, well,
you're not listening.
I pulled the producer Chris and didn't listen to the
Good
question.
Lord, I said that already.
Okay, well, I wanted to reiterate
is there an echo in here?
I wanted to reiterate it because it's a great stat. and
No, but you
so-
He
you
scores
prefaced
when he
it with-
wants.
You said
Scores
I
when
don't
he
know
wants.
if you've heard this or not,
I don't know. No, I said I
and
don't know
I
if you've said this
and
or
I
not.
said it.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know what else to tell you. I'm talking about Liverpool. Relax.
So in the last few rounds of the Champions League, there
Uh-huh.
really wasn't a team that was able really to compete against Liverpool this year.
You're right.
I mean, there really wasn't. I mean,
Barca
it doesn't
in the first leg, but-
you take all the teams in the past 2 rounds, they weren't going to really compete against Liverpool. So regardless of the outcome of this game, it probably would have been the same way with any other team.
That's fair. Yikes, man. We're currently sitting here recording and we're watching New England is 1-0 up at the Galaxy and they just hit the post. Could have gone 2-0 up.
Dang, Bruce Arena, baby, Bruce
Arena.
He's
But
back.
Mason, we got to stop talking about this nonsense because your head's going to get just massive. Some good MLS games this week, man.
But I'm not going there.
Oh.
I thought. Hold on,
Oh.
Chris. Can you answer a question for me real quick? Am I the host of the show?
Well, he wants to always take over the away leg.
But you just jumped in and you made some nonsense comment about an MLS game on right now.
We're watching the game.
I know, but I have more things for us to talk about. I prepared and everything. I got ready.
You do you. It's fine.
Gosh, you sure? You want to host the show? Big boy, you think you're ready for it?
No, you won't let me because apparently you don't like the away leg either. Oh, man, that was close. Let gay almost just.
So anyway, it's Leggett, by the way, you commoner. Let get the shot on goal. Good Lord. All right.
Him and Pulisic. I love his face. I just
If jail didn't exist, you would have been dead a long time ago. I swear. Good Lord.
What? Wait,
Don't touch me. I might catch the idiot. All right. So the U.S. released their preliminary Gold Cup roster a couple weeks back, right?
Right.
So they have a friendly with Jamaica coming up in the next couple days where they narrowed it down to 28, but we never talked about, Wednesday, yeah. We never talked about their full 40-man roster, so I kind of wanted to break down what you guys think about this Gold Cup roster and if you think that this team will be able to compete. So we're going to start with the goalkeepers, and we'll kind of take a break and analyze after each section of players. So we got Sean Johnson from NYCFC, Tyler Miller from LAFC, and Zach Steffen from Columbus Crew.
Zach Steffen, I agree with. Tyler Miller and Sean Johnson are suspect. Also, I'm happy. I'd rather have those two.
Where's
than
Bill
Guzan.
Hamid?
Guzan, shocking. That's what I'm about to say. Bill Hamid is obviously the best goalkeeper to ever play for the United States national team. So why is he not in the pool? Maybe shouldn't talk smack.
So I'll disagree with you a little bit. So Sean Johnson, I agree. He hasn't really done anything to distinguish him.
And also, he will forever be marked as the guy who messed up the Olympic run.
That's true. Tyler Miller's been the best goalkeeper on the best team in the league so far.
Is he the best goalkeeper or does he have the best back line?
I think he's been phenomenal in goal. I think he's been one of the best goalkeepers.
He wasn't this week.
I disagree with that. I don't think he did anything that led to
here you
mistakes.
go. Beach volleyball. Slap it up in the air. Here you go. Go score on me. I think he's very good. Don't get me wrong.
Who's better? That's my thing.
That's what I'm thinking about right now.
Because I would have put, instead of Sean Johnson, I would have put Ethan Horvath in there.
I agree. No, 100% agree. Ethan Horvath. I think Hamid, no matter, from a realistic standpoint, no matter if he's better, his comments have eliminated him. I think Jesse Gonzalez maybe should have got a shout. I think that maybe Alex Bono should have got a shout as well.
Alex Bono's not even starting for TFC anymore. Why would you put him in there?
I like Alex Bono.
Quentin Westberg took his job.
Yeah.
It's been terrible.
Maybe like a Jonathan Klinsmann. Maybe bring in some youth that play in Europe. But Sean Johnson is just the wrong choice for me because he's old and I don't think he's older.
He's not 28.
Yeah, but in 4 years, is he going to be the solution? No. So is he going to play this Gold Cup? No. So Zach Steffen is the number one. Zach Steffen's
I think Tyler Miller's a good shout at backup too. For
potentially,
now.
But why would you not bring in someone like Jesse Gonzalez?
I agree with Jesse Gonzalez. Yeah.
And will be here in 4 years. Sean Johnson in 4 years isn't going to play for the United States.
He'll play. I think he'll play for the U.S.
God, I hope not.
He'll be 32. That's
if
young for a goalkeeper.
If he's in our top 3 goalkeepers at 32 years old, we're in trouble.
I think we'll have more that'll come up.
But I agree. Ethan Horvath to me is better than both of them. He's not better than Steffen, but I think he's the second best goalkeeper in the pool right now.
I'd like to see Tyler Miller get minutes, and then I'll make my decision on who's
That's
better.
fair. We haven't seen him. And to be fair, last season when he was with LAFC, he got called in and he declined the national team call-up because LAFC were kind of in the playoff hunt. So
it was Camp Cupcake. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It was just like a tune-up.
Yeah. So to be fair, I want to see how he does, but thank God Luis Robles didn't get called up.
Iron Man.
No, not Iron Man.
That's his nickname.
Moron Man.
Wow. Chris, you have anything productive to add to the conversation?
Overrated goalkeeper of all time in MLS history.
Chris is just happy that Tim Howard didn't get called in. He's just shaking his head like, I hate Tim Howard.
I think Tim Howard's better than Sean Johnson. Right now.
No, he's not. He's a freaking weeble.
I don't know, man.
The wind. If it's a windy day in Colorado, he's on the floor. Good Lord. Got to get his walker out there. I want to die. I'm the Secretary of Defense.
Yeah, Tim Howard's been done for a while, man.
It's crickety.
I like him, though.
Yeah, he's
the best goalkeeper to ever play in the country.
He's the best goalkeeper for the Colorado Rapids when he's actually in town and not doing Champions League calls. So.
Oh, that was...
Way to be the most expensive player in your club's history, the captain, and then not even be there for big games. So congrats, Tim Howard. You're garbage.
Yikes. I mean, producer Chris, do you have anybody in the back burner you think should have been called up as a goalkeeper? I mean, we've kind of cheated and said it all, but...
Yeah, I mean, you guys pretty much listed every single
William
one of
Yarbrough.
them,
I like him. He's not starting for Leon
No, he's
currently,
not.
though, but I like him.
You got, and that's Berhalter's big thing now. You have to be starting for your club, or he's not going to call you in, or getting significant minutes.
All right, fair enough.
So
that's why Zardes got called in? Oh, we'll get to that in a minute.
he's starting and getting significant minutes. For
I
the
know. I
Columbus
just don't.
Crew.
I know.
That was stupid.
I know. I just don't like Zardes.
Do you hear yourself talk? You have headphones on. Do you hear yourself
like
talk?
Zardes.
Okay, so you don't have to make an illogical argument because you don't like somebody.
Zardes. We will get there because he is in the roster selection, but go on with the back line.
Okay. Cameron Carter-Vickers from Tottenham. He just got back from loan.
Fair enough.
Omar Gonzalez, Atlas. Disagree. Nick Lima from the Earthquakes. Like it. Aaron Long from the Red Bulls. Daniel Lovitz from Montreal Impact. Matt Miazga from Chelsea. Tim Ream from Fulham.
Yeah.
Anthony Robinson from Everton. And Walker Zoom from LAFC. So before we jump in and say who we don't like on this, what is the one position that has a bunch of glaring holes?
I'd say right back. Reggie Cannon. Why is he not selected? DeAndre Yedlin. Why is he not selected?
Yeah, I was going to.
Well, DeAndre Yedlin's injured.
Okay.
And it's not right back.
Left back?
It's left back.
Robinson's left back, though.
Have you seen Anthony Robinson play? He's garbage.
I think he's good. Who else are you going to call up? You going to call up Jorge Villafana?
Exactly. There's a dearth at left back.
Fabian Johnson? And he's probably 45 now.
You're just adding to my point that there's a dearth at left back. Like, if Anthony Robinson and Daniel Lovitz are your best options, there's a problem. There's a huge problem there, right? And for right back, everyone knows Tyler Adams is going to play right back. So
that's dumb to me. Why would you waste him there?
Because
instead of put him in the middle.
God. So you're
it's a waste.
You're
it's
a coach,
a waste like he's so good.
Have you seen the
system?
In the middle. Have you seen the system that Berhalter plays? The right back in position or in possession plays as a holding midfielder. So he was at his best for the Red Bulls when he played that right wing back on their run to the playoffs. He's a dynamite holding midfielder too. Why not play him in the role that is perfect for him, right? And then Berhalter likes his holding midfielder to be a passer, which Tyler Adams is not.
So what, Weston McKennie?
No, McKennie will play farther forward. He'll play as the number 8. I would do Bradley over Trapp.
Oh, no.
But hold on, we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Okay, fair enough.
Omar Gonzalez should not be in there.
Absolutely not.
Do you like Omar Gonzalez, Chris?
Yeah, I've always liked him.
I'm faster than he is right now. Right now.
Yeah, right now.
Right now. A glass of whiskey in, I'm faster. I would race him to the kitchen and be done and win.
By the way, 2-0 Revs.
He's looking at experience.
Come on, you
yeah,
Revolution.
But he's looking for experience.
What
players.
experience? He's had horrible experience.
Hey, that's what he's looking for.
Just because you play doesn't mean it's good experience. Oh, great, I have experience at losing. Fantastic.
But I don't think he's looking for experienced guys because he's looking for guys that are going to be there for the 2022 as well.
I would take, who's the kid, not Walker Zimmerman, but who's the other guy for LAFC?
He's not a U.S. national team.
I thought he was a U.S. national player.
No.
Okay, cool.
Eddie Segura is not.
No, never mind.
I honestly want to know who you were thinking of.
I can't remember off the top of my head, but
Dejan Jakovic, Canadian. Danilo Silva, Brazilian.
Fair enough.
Tristan Blackman, he's American. He doesn't start as a center back. He plays right back.
Well, Matt Hedges potentially would have been a better choice.
Yeah, I would have taken Matty Hedges.
I mean, other than that, it's hard, right?
John Brooks is hurt.
John Brooks is injured. Yeah, obviously he would start. Center back is just one of those things where we've been a little lacking there for a while.
No, I disagree though, because we have Aaron Long, Matt Miazga, John Brooks.
But will Miazga start because, like you just said, Berhalter is big on getting minutes, and Matt Miazga has not been getting minutes as of late.
He's got minutes for Vitesse.
He's been on loan,
he
was
kind of captain.
In and out, hot and cold.
He captained the team.
So we'll see.
And then he got loaned out to France, and he did not play very much in France. But Tim Parker's another guy I would have liked to see in this for the Whitecaps. So
what about Miles Robinson?
Oh, I would have loved to see Miles Robinson. Now we're on the same page, mate.
I like to give him a shout. I like him.
He's been phenomenal.
Honestly, even if you have a guy like Miles Robinson that won't play and probably wouldn't make the final roster, I would prefer him over Omar Gonzalez. Because Omar Gonzalez, you know exactly what you're going to get. He's old. He's slow. If he starts, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Like, he's not a good locker room guy because he doesn't have good experience. Even and we'll get there, but like a Bradley has good experience. Josie Altidore has a good positive experience. Even if they don't play, it's a good leadership. Like Omar Gonzalez is not a leader. So why would you bring him in?
Yeah.
He can't defend. He's old. He can't run. He's horrible in the air for being 6'4", and he doesn't have any leadership ability. So why? He's just a waste of oxygen.
There's one guy in particular that I would have liked to see make this crop of players.
Who?
And maybe not for his on-field presence, but for his veteran experience to help the younger guys out and to kind of coach them along, and that's DeMarcus Beasley.
No, we need to move on from DeMarcus Beasley. He is horrible. I cannot stand DeMarcus Beasley. I cannot.
He's the only guy to ever.
He's like 85 years old, man.
He's the only guy to ever play in 5 qualifying cycles and 4 World Cups for the United States. There's something to be said about that.
Yeah, that's great and all, but he's just so past it. It's not even funny anymore.
So again, I said maybe not to play,
but you have to start.
You're asking
looking
for a
at,
locker room
but
guy.
So you're
because
right,
there's
but-
kids to be brought
Exactly.
brought
right.
along.
I agree, but it can't be at left back because, like you said,
But you don't think Anthony Robinson would benefit from a guy that's been a veteran, seasoned World Cup starting left back?
So here's the thing.
He's played all over the world.
But
too.
here's the thing.
Yeah.
You cannot wait because realistically, you're going to get 2 outside backs in your roster, right? For like once they finalize it, right? If you don't know who your left back is, you cannot waste it on, okay, one left back is going to play, and then the other left back is just going to mentor that guy. Because we don't know if Robinson's the guy. So you have to bring in 2, and they have to both play so you can expose them.
But here's my thing with that as well. So why not bring in Anthony Robinson?
Okay.
Because I don't think Daniel Lovitz is the guy. He's 28 right now, going on 29. He's not going to be the guy.
That's fair.
So Robinson might be. So bring in Robinson, and I think DeMarcus Beasley is a serviceable backup. And if not, you have Tyler Adams and Nick Lima as your right backs. If Robinson goes down, you slide Nick Lima over to the left, and he's fine.
Also, I think Reggie Cannon is better than Nick Lima.
Not this season. Nick Lima's been
think
phenomenal.
He is. I know he's good, but I just think long-term Reggie Cannon is better.
I don't think it'll be an either-or thing coming up here pretty soon. I think, in all honesty, if I'm a U.S. men's national team fan, Nick Lima needs to lock down that left back job. And then it's not going to be an either-or. It'll be Tyler Adams will mature as a passer. We'll move him into the midfield, play a different system. Reggie Cannon will take the right back job.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, what's the midfield look like?
Midfield lads, we have Michael Bradley from Toronto FC.
Oh, my.
Dwayne Holmes from Derby County.
You know,
That's interesting.
your biggest beef is that all these guys are slow, and I totally understand that.
it's a part-
a
we'll
sport,
get
yes,
to
I
it.
get
It's
One of the
part of
greatest
it.
guys to ever play the game couldn't even freaking move. It was Andrea Pirlo. So
Yeah, and how do you do in MLS? Shocking.
I'm just glad you called it MLS. Sebastian Lletget from the LA Galaxy. Weston
Horrible.
McKennie from Schalke. Georgi Mihailovic from Chicago Fire.
I like that pick. That's a good pick.
Christian Roldan from Seattle. Will Trapp from Columbus. And my favorite pick on the entire list, Jackson Ewell from the San Jose Earthquakes.
That's a good choice.
Kid's phenomenal.
Look, here's the reality. I personally, I know that Kellen Acosta is out of form, but I still think that Kellen Acosta is one of the best midfielders in the pool. So, the fact that Lletget gets picked is a joke to me because I think I don't rate him at all, especially as a center
You're
midfielder.
daft.
Especially as a center midfielder.
He's better in the middle than he is out wide.
I don't rate him as either, to be
Okay,
fair.
so
but
the last...
I think it's a joke that he's
the
in
last
pool.
Gold Cup cycle and the last qualifying cycle, he was scoring a ton of goals and then he got hurt, right? He's amazing. He's great. I think he's our best option as that number 10 player right now.
I disagree.
Who's better?
Pulisic for one.
I prefer Pulisic wide, though. I'm different than most people. I like him on the wing.
I just think he doesn't get the ball
Which,
enough
by the
on
way,
wing.
Pulisic is another guy on this list. He just hasn't shown up in camp yet. They're giving him a little time off after the European season.
Is he going to make the final roster?
Yeah, he will.
Okay, we'll see. I think Pulisic is better inside because he gets more of the ball. I think if he's wide, he doesn't see enough of the ball. He needs to be more involved in the game.
He
But he's
usually
not a
comes in though.
Yeah, but no, I don't even think he comes in. He's not a creative player. He's a guy.
What do you mean he's not a creative player?
Listen, he's not a passer. He's not a creative passer, which is what the U.S. needs. They need a number 10 to kind of thread balls. So he is at his best when he's on the touchline, chalk on his boots, going one-on-one at a defender.
Right,
And you
but
can't do that as a center midfielder.
Who is good enough to play the number 10?
Sebastian Lletget.
That's a joke. If he's our best number 10, we are screwed.
I think we would be a better overall team if you put Pulisic wide and had Lletget at the 10, then force Pulisic to play out of position as a number 10, and then put somebody else wide.
I have no problem with him wide, but if you're going to do that, for me personally, this is the thing I would like to see with the U.S. is to play a midfield 3 where you don't have a 10, where you play...
There's not enough... who's going to unlock the game?
You play with a 6 and 2 8s, and you play with Kellen Acosta and Tyler Adams.
Kellen Acosta hasn't been the same player since he left FC Dallas, so why would you put him on there?
I still think he's better than Lletget. I think...
He's not better than Lletget. Lletget's had a better season so far for the Galaxy.
I don't
During
like Lletget.
qualifications, didn't they put Pulisic in the middle?
Yeah,
They did. They didn't like it.
Yeah,
exactly.
I liked
and
it.
Pulisic,
I was just about to
Pulisic
say.
didn't like it.
He didn't play well either.
yeah, he plays best when he's on the wing.
Yeah.
He plays best. You're taking your best player, your difference maker, your game winner, and putting him in a position where he's set up to fail.
I just feel like
put
he's
him out
too
wide.
isolated out wide. He needs to get more service.
That's where he operates best because he's a creature of speed. If you get him isolated one-on-one with the fullback, he's dangerous.
I agree. I would like to see him get more of the ball, if that makes sense.
Okay,
'Cause I
so
think we have
put in
to-
a guy that can get him
but
the
I-
ball.
But I think we have to force
Sebastian
the-
Lletget.
Sounds like
No, it's just like the fact that he's even in the conversation is just a joke.
I would even be down to give Dwayne Holmes a shot at the number
Yeah,
10.
I'm
He's
fine
had
with
a
that.
great season for Derby. He's a little bit more of an attacking, creative midfielder.
Does Emerson Hyndman, is he just
No,
lost
he hasn't
in
played.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all right.
you got to play. So interesting midfield crop here, gents. Let's go to the strikers, and I think we're gonna have a lot of debate about this.
We're gonna pass on the fact that Bradley's in this lineup.
He's gonna start as a holding midfielder.
Oh God, I hope not.
There's no one better in the pool.
That's sad.
For what Berhalter wants from a center midfielder, there's no one better in the pool than Michael Bradley right now.
That's just sad.
I don't care if you think it's sad. That's the reality that we have.
We'll see. So, what's the concept here? Is it going to be kind of a 4-3-3?
It'll be in possession. It'll be a 3-4-3.
Because Adams will tuck in. As
Adams
the
will
right back.
tuck in. The outside mids will stay wide. Actually, it'll be like a 3-5-2 because the number 10 will push up to
Higher, yeah.
higher up. Yeah. So it'll look like that. And then in defense, it'll turn into a 4-4-2. And one of the center mids will tuck wide. And then one of the three wingers will tuck in and play centrally with Altidore or Zardes defending.
Interesting.
So we can talk about our ideal lineup too for this after I read the strikers out. So Jonathan Amon from Nordzeland, he's been really, really good.
Yeah.
Altidore from Toronto FC, Paul Areola, Tyler Boyd, which is the story. He's been lighting it up on loan in Turkey. He's a dual national with New Zealand and the U.S. He declared his one-time switch. He's a winger. So he's a guy, if Pulisic has to play in the middle, I would not mind him playing wide.
Okay.
Him and Paul Areola. Zhou Zhao from Duisburg, he's getting back into the rotation. Jonathan Lewis for the Colorado Rapids, which I'm a big Jonathan Lewis guy. Jordan Morris for the Sounders. Josh Sargent for Bremen. And, of course, Gyasi Zardes from the Crew.
I'm upset because I think that Sargent isn't ready, and I think
Yeah, I agree.
I think he should be playing in the U20 World Cup.
I agree. I don't think... Chris, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, he's the Golden Boot winner for. I mean, not the tournament Golden Boot winner, but the U.S. Golden Boot winner for last World Cup and the captain for the U20 World Cup.
So hopefully he gets a shot. If not, it's a waste.
Because what are the men's national team, the U20s, missing right now?
They have a striker.
Center forward.
Sebastian Soto has...
He's done well, but Sargent.
So they're
would
not
be-
missing a striker.
But
He's doing
I know,
what
no,
you're
no,
asking
I
to
get
do,
it.
scoring goals.
No, I get it. But at the same time, he wasn't a lock-in good enough where in the first game, Tad Ramos felt, oh, we're going to play way down the middle.
He just was trying to be a little bit more fluid against Ukraine, which I thought was ridiculous, but he's been lighting it up now. So, boys, my lineup for this, and you can feel free to substitute players in here.
Are you
there,
playing
everywhere.
the lineup you would play or what you think Berhalter will play?
What I think Berhalter will start.
Also, is Bobby Wood just dead to us?
Yeah, he's not good enough.
Yeah, fair point. I don't disagree with that.
Okay, so in goal, it's going to be Zach Steffen.
Yeah, obviously.
The back four, you got Tyler Adams at right back.
Okay.
I want to say Long and Miazga as the center backs. And he's going to either start. This is the toss up for me.
I don't think he'll start long.
He'll start Long.
I think he'll start Tim Ream.
I think he'll play Ream at left back.
Oh, God, I hope not.
It'll either be Ream or Lovitz at left back. I think it'll be Ream. I think he'll
I would
start
play
Tim Ream
Robinson
at
at
left back. No, he's not good enough right now. At least I would.
He's got to be better than a 30-year-old.
If I had
Ream.
my pick, I'd play Nick Lima at left back, but I don't think they're going to play Lima.
All right.
So I think it'll be Tim Ream at left back.
The 6 will be Bradley.
Bradley will be the 6. It'll be McKennie and Pulisic in the middle.
You do think he'll play him
Yeah, I
in the
think
middle?
it'll be Pulisic and McKennie in the middle.
I like that.
It'll be Tyler Boyd on the right,
I like that as well.
Paul Areola on the left, and Gyasi Zardes up front. I think Zardes will get the start over Altidore.
That's fair. I mean, I think they're very similar players. I think Zardes is a little quicker. I think Altidore's better at holding the ball up.
Yep.
Also, Altidore it's a question of if he's fit or not. You know, we'll see.
Hopefully Altidore's fixed. I think he's just a much better finisher than Gyasi Zardes.
Yeah,
is.
I mean, Josh Zardes is not known for his finishing ability, but he does defensively from a first defender standpoint. He does a lot of work with the press, so he works very, very hard. So it could be a guy that works for 60 minutes to do that, and then comes on and Altidore comes in, hopefully gets a goal. Paul Arriola, I do really like him, but I'm hesitant because I don't think he's been very good this year with DC.
But the last time he played for the national team, he was really, really good. And I think Berhalter's going to give him a shot because of that.
Yeah.
But again, also, like we talk about all the time on the show, the best guy in the training won the job. I think Jordan Morris has a shout.
I really like Jordan Morris wide.
Yeah. So a lot to look at here.
So first off, are Graham Zuzi and Bedoya done?
I think so. They're old. They're both.
I know they're old, but
over 30.
When you talk about leadership,
You got better younger options.
That's fair, unless Zuzi can magically turn into a left back.
I mean, anything for the call up, but yeah, I'll play left back.
Oh no, I've seen you play left back. We're
if it gets
fine.
me on the field.
No,
whatever.
We're good, man.
All right,
you're the only left back I've ever seen play 10 yards deeper than the center back.
It's fine. I'm making up for lost time. So, boys, that's our 40-man roster for the U.S. Of course, on Wednesday, they play a friendly against Jamaica. If y'all agree with our analysis, please let us know. Email us, tweet us, Instagram us. If you disagree with us, even better, let us know.
So, what is your, and we'll move past this quickly, but I just want to get your feeling, like, what is your realistic expectation for this tournament?
I want them to make the final. That's my realistic
I think that's fair. I think if they make the final and from like a logical standpoint and not a fan standpoint, if they make the final and lose to Mexico, it is what it is. But I mean, there's some good teams in CONCACAF. Jamaica's probably better than ever.
Canada's
very
one to
good.
look out for.
I mean, you got Mark Anthony Kaye, you got
Kyle Laren's not even their starting striker anymore. Lucas Cavallini from Pachuca is their number 9.
Wow, is Taysho Akindele in that roster?
I think he did make the roster. Yeah,
good old Taysho.
Yeah, excited to see what happens in the Gold Cup. I think it's great to have a guy with a plan too. I think Berhalter's got a system he wants to play. He's got guys he wants to bring in.
Yeah, I like him.
I think it'll be good.
We'll see what happens, but I mean, I think it's one of those things where he'll play his way, and the players have been fairly receptive to the system, and he's bringing in young players, except for Omar Gonzalez. But,
fair enough.
Yeah, I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be good.
We'll see. And that is one of the things that I haven't heard anything about is nothing bad. Everything's been solid. Everything's been good. No bad reports.
To be fair, Berhalter is very much, this is my system, this is my identity, which I appreciate because in the past, I feel like the coaches have been not system coaches. I feel like it's been a coach that's like, I'm just going to pick the best alignment of players and try to throw them on the field.
Yeah.
Berhalter is very much a system coach. You can't play 8 holding
midfielders, Jurgen Klinsmann.
Yes. But I think Berhalter is very much a system coach.
He is.
And I appreciate that. I respect that.
I do too. Yeah, producer Chris, how much time we got, man? We got enough time to talk some MLS action?
You got about 5 minutes or so.
Okay, 5 minutes, lads.
Oh, we can do that.
Yeah. All right. So, PC, Trav and I are just going to talk about a game. I know you're not a big MLS guy.
I just don't have time, guy.
That's right. Yeah, don't have time. Yeah, producer Chris, if y'all don't know, he's got a wife, 4 kids, and
full-time job. And I got this.
Also, he spends like 8 hours a week making us sound good.
Closer to 20.
Oh, yikes. We're that bad.
Yeah,
Sorry.
No, it's not even that. It's just you have to go through it all.
Yeah. So, Trav, I'm going to give you one game. What game did you watch? What game did you like?
I caught most of the Minnesota United versus the Philadelphia Union.
Okay.
Going into Allianz Field is a very difficult environment. They like to sing Wonderwall and all that stuff.
Only when they win.
Only when they win. So Minnesota United is very good, but for the fact that Philly went in there and got a result, they won 3-2. Andre Blake was unbelievable.
Yeah.
I do think the first goal he gave up was soft. It beat him near post, but he made 3 or 4 saves where it's like, man, that guy's legit.
They're going to miss him this summer.
Yeah, because he's going to go play with Jamaica. Obviously, the Jamaican number 1, but what a free kick from the Union to go 2-1 up. Mm-hmm. Oh, my goodness. It was a stellar free kick, but Minnesota hung around, and it was 2-2 late, and then, Philly gets a late goal. But Philadelphia Union, if you would have told me they were going to be the top of the East, I would have laughed at you.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that I've been surprised with. I always thought going into this year they'd be a playoff team. Mm-hmm. But I think the one guy that's taken this team over the top is not even a guy that most people would rate. Their best player all season has not been Marco Fabian.
Yep.
It's not been Sergio Santos, the striker that they signed. It's not even been Harris Medunjanin or Ale Bedoya. It's been Jefferson Montero.
Yeah.
They brought him in on loan. They're looking to make it permanent. He can play number 10. He can play as a holding mid. He can play as a shuttler in their little diamond. And the dude is on fire. He scored a penalty kick today. He's got a couple run of play goals, and he's been amazing. And I think shout out to Ernst Tanner for finding this guy. I mean, great scouting network from their sporting director. And shout out to Jim Curtin. He's finally getting money to spend. He's finally getting his guys in, and the results are showing. They're top of the East.
I do think that Jim Curtin, when he was first appointed, I think there was a lot of skepticism. Obviously, a guy who played in the league for a long time.
Big Philly guy, too, from the area.
Yeah, so I think it was a lot of skepticism. But he is like slowly just been consistently good.
Well, that's my thing, too. It's like
so consistent.
He's like Ben Olsen, right?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
Ben
absolutely.
Olsen, he's
That's
been a
a great
great
shout.
coach. Not a lot of money being spent. You bring in Lucho and Rooney.
Mm-hmm.
They've been great because Ben Olsen's a good coach, and he knows how to get out of the way of his
good.
star players.
Ben Olsen is a good man manager.
Same thing with Jim Curtin. I mean, I
Jim
think
Curtin, for the most part,
he's
but
an
I think-
amazing. He's really, really good at identifying young talent, which
Yeah.
I really like.
I do think systematically he gets it right. I think tactically he gets it right. And I
Yeah.
think he does a good job. Like I said, he's very calm and level-headed, and he seems to be kind of the more even keel, under the radar managers in the league. And there are a lot of managers that are like, "Oh wow, that guy's really good. He's really hot," and then he's really cold, and then it's all right. He's out.
He's also
But he's been consistent.
he's halfway through a 1-year extension with the Union, so
They gotta sign
I
him.
think he's a guy that a bunch of teams will be looking to bring in.
I see him staying in Philly. I think Philly will get
Yeah.
the deal done. But I mean, it's one of the things where it's like, all right, show us what you can do, and we'll extend the contract. And he's first in the East,
Yeah.
which is incredible.
I agree. Yeah, shout out to Jim Curtin. Trav, the game that I watched, PC, there's only one game you could have watched this weekend, man. It was the reopening of Providence Park in Portland. The Timbers Army lined up outside of the stadium, camped outside a day before. It was electric, but guys, it was bittersweet because
Yep.
the Timbers had a raucous environment, and because of some shoddy goalkeeping and poor defending, they lost 3-2 to LAFC. So goals in this one again from the Timbers. Christian Paredes mopped one up, but Brian Fernandez scored an absolute worldie.
Spike scissor combination kind of fell back and hit one.
Yeah.
It was good. Good goal.
That's what I like. Taylor Twellman said this about him on the broadcast, is he's not a prototypical number 9, but he's a goal scorer.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
get him in the right spots, get him in the box. You bring on a Babasi, and he puts it in the back of the net, and it was great. LAFC, of course, Carlitos Vela getting a goal, but it was a boneheaded move by Jeff Adinella. You pass the ball right to the best player in the league, and what do you expect is going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously Vela is in the front running for the Golden Boot and potentially league MVP. I do think he's the best player in the league right now, but he doesn't need help scoring goals. And the fact that you're going to take a goal kicker offside or something and it just set it down, and he went to play the left back, and the left back is just going forward, and just he literally passed it to Vela, and Vela took 3 touches and said, "Thanks, goal." 1-0.
Yep. And then Diego Rossi, as Travis was talking about earlier, made a great outside to in run on the second goal. And then the third goal was goal of the match for me. Ball switched, golden silky first touch by 34-year-old Jordan Harvey, oldest player on the field. And then Latif Blessing makes a darting run to the back post, picks him out first time, tapped in. This LAFC team is a well-oiled machine. I mean, there's no doubt to me now. The Timbers have won before this game their past 15 home openers. And LAFC comes to town and thwarts them. LAFC is the best team in the league, and if they keep up at this rate, we might be talking about a team that goes down as one of the best in history if they keep this going for another season or two.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree, and I think partially a testament to A, the ownership group, and then B, Bob Bradley does such a great job. But the ownership group, when they came in, said we want to go after it, and the fans are unbelievable. 1,000 fans travel to Providence Park, and anytime you have fans that travel to Providence Park and they're competing with the fans of Portland Timbers, like, that's insane. And Will Ferrell, after the game, going and taking a video saying the Portland fans can learn some stuff from us, which is a little
Fuel the rivalry
below
there,
the belt.
Will Ferrell.
But that's one of the things he said. He's like, look, MLS is just becoming so good with rivalries. Like, there's so many rivalries coming up, and I think the biggest problem for the LAFC team, obviously, you're looking at one of the greatest teams to ever play in MLS, but the biggest downfall, if you look at the best teams to ever play in MLS history, they are never good for more than about 2 years. So I want to see, can they be consistent? And the ultimate test for me is, can they win
A trophy this year, yeah.
a trophy this year? But also, I think they're going to win the, oh my goodness gracious, Zlatan just scored a bicycle
He
kick.
just got me a bunch of fantasy points, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, look
That
at that. LA Galaxy are back
was
in it.
Disgusting.
Good Lord.
Oh my.
Yeah, sorry, the other side of LA showing up right now. Good Lord, Zlatan.
That was insane. Yeah, but anyway, sorry. That was magical. I think they're going to win the Supporter Shield.
Yeah, I do too. I don't really see another team in the West challenging.
We'll see. The playoffs are always wonky. We'll see what they do with the playoffs. But like for me, the ultimate test for LAFC is can they win the CONCACAF Champions League next cycle?
Yeah, and we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Because that's always the problem is the team that's the best in MLS gets really hot, and then the season ends, and there's a long gap between when the Champions League starts next season, and it's so hard to be consistent for that whole run of time. Toronto FC did it and barely came up short to Chivas.
Yeah.
But it's so hard to win the final and then turn around and be consistent for the Champions League the year after you have a transfer window.
Yeah, I agree.
So, but no, I do think they're the best team in the league, and I think there's some big things coming.
PC, you got anything to add to that, or?
Yeah, no, I'm actually excited for LAFC. I mean, I hope that really gets the rest of the league to step up their game. The more money they put into the game, the more money that they can, spend on DPs, the better. The more talent they can bring in, the better. I mean, I think that the fact that LAFC used a lot of their fans' opinions, that's what you guys had told me. A lot of the things that they've done have been for the greater good of the league. So it's been really good to see. So, and I'm really excited to see the rest of the league step up and hopefully they really go after them.
Yeah, I think they've really kind of set the bar for expansion teams. I know Austin FC here locally is kind of using that model. They had a forum for their fans to kind of get inputs on the stadium and what they want to do as far as expansion, things like that. So supporter culture is a very, very big thing in MLS, and it's a big thing for growing the league because if you're not listening to your fans, you're going to alienate them. And this league, you need your fans. You need your fans to grow it. You need... God, sorry guys, I lost my train of thought because that Zlatan goal's replaying again. Oh my God.
He chested it. He popped it up to himself over his head on the second touch, and the third touch was a bicycle kick.
Man's a legend.
That's magic.
But yeah, supporter culture is super important. So shout out to Austin FC and LAFC for getting that right.
Yeah, I think LAFC has kind of cornered the market on the new horizon of how clubs are going to work in Major League Soccer, and you can see with the 3-2-5-2 and how it's just going to be so fan friendly and like getting the fans to be a part of it, and also, getting that culture. And also, Matthew McConaughey went to a game the other day.
He did.
At LA. He wore his Austin FC shirt. He was talking to Will Ferrell, so undoubtedly trying to be involved in some way. And you said, Austin bringing in a lot of fans and having a discussion. And I think it's cool. Like we always talk about is, obviously we're big time FC Dallas fans and have been fans of the league for a long time, but the more teams, the better. And the more you can watch local soccer, whether that's women's professional soccer, whether that's, with the USL, with the Bold, whether that's Austin FC, whenever they come in, it's good for the game and it's good for the sport as a whole. And I'm just excited to have more professional and semi-professional soccer in the area.
Yeah, I agree. Guys, that's all the time we got for this episode. We talked a lot about some domestic stuff here, a little bit of Champions League review because you got to do it to them because Liverpool, guys, 6-time European champions, the most in England. Gold Cup roster, and of course a little bit of MLS action for you. Guys, if there's any topics out there that we're failing to hit for you and you guys want to hear about, we'd love suggestions. Our listeners write into us, they email us, they shoot us Instagram messages of topics they want to hear on the show. We've done Liga MX because of that. We've done a lot of Open Cup and women's soccer and all that. Scottish League, we had to write in for that as well. So we take your write-in seriously, guys. Please reach out to us. Twitter is the B, the number 2B _radio. Instagram, box-to-box _radio. Facebook, again, always easy, box-to-box radio. And, of course, our email is 90min@box-to-boxradio.com. Thanks again to Sincerely Yours for the music and just the support there. Guys, I appreciate you guys taking your time out of your hard work weeks to listen to us on this sunny Austin Monday afternoon. We're about to be heading home, getting into traffic, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your week. We will see you on Wednesday for a very, very heated away leg.
Take a breath.